Borno State has been in the spotlight of socio-economic development in the last decade, having suffered setback from insurgency. Borno is rising above its peculiar challenges, repositioning itself as a model of economic prosperity in the Northeast region. Welcome to Borno Restoration. I am Justin Tafida. But first, let's bring you up to speed with Borno Today.
Another season where Nigerians get involved in rigorous electioneering has started in earnest with the kick-off of campaigns. During this period, politicians make use of youths to aid their activities. These youths, who are mostly unemployed, show readiness to do anything to protect the interests of politicians. It mostly results in political violence. But the political monitors seated in this hall want youth to be ambassadors of peace before, during, and after elections.
If you collect 500 naira to participate in anything that is violence, it means you've mortgaged your conscience, therefore not getting a good leader. We should not allow ourselves to be used by these leaders because most of our children are staying abroad. But they will only use the children of the poor people.
Don't allow yourself to become an instrument of cruelty, to trickle down the labors of our forebearers. Don't allow yourself to be used as used for political thuggery. Don't allow yourself to be used to trigger violence in our community.
The sensitization we are giving them here today, there's also a need for them to disseminate the same information to other youth groups that are not currently here.
Government, on its part, also has a role to play in ensuring strict adherence to the rule of law, ensuring a conducive environment for voting, and giving adequate voter education sensitization.
They should not have a scared cow. They should not actually use one law against the other while some of their cronies are using it. So they should be able to make the ground a very fair ground for each and everyone to participate, inclusive of women, inclusive of youth, inclusive of disability.
The stakeholders believe that achieving violence-free and fair elections are possible in Nigeria if everyone takes up the responsibility of being peaceful. An estimated 8.4 million people in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states are in need of humanitarian assistance as a result of the Boko Haram crisis. Many have lost their means of livelihood due to the 13-year insurgency. The persons displaced as a result of the war had over the years been solidly dependent on aid from government and other humanitarian agencies. But with peace gradually returning and most IDPs now resettled in their places of abode, providing livelihood support is needed to aid their new life. Christian Aid, with funding from the World Food Programme, has been doing just that. It has assisted about 23,000 vulnerable households since 2018 with cash assistance and livelihood support to strengthen their resilience.
We are supporting them in different thematic areas in terms of IGA. We are doing 20 different IGAs, starting from shoe making, bag making, soap making. We also do support beneficiaries in terms of aquaculture, throughout the value chain of aquaculture in terms of fish farming, fish processing, fish feed formulation, and then we also support beneficiaries in terms of crop production, also support them with hydroponic support. We expect these beneficiaries to take this serious so that they can stand on their own without depending on any partner, on any donor or any support on any external support.
People who have been supported through the emergency pillar through unconditional food assistance during the crisis are now being transitioned to being more self-reliant, to being on their own, to generating incomes on their own. So that on the long term, a more sustainable approach towards helping to eradicate poverty is put in place.
Its latest intervention is well received by beneficiaries. Today, about 2,000 households from Malakiariri community of Mafa Local Council are here to showcase their livelihood activities.
Each and every end of the month, they are giving me money to help my family. I should go about a food for my family, and also my activity is small ruminant. They have given me goats, 4 goats. I'm rearing. They have get bird for me. I'm using their milk.
Organizers of the program say this move is to create a sustainable livelihood for survivors of the 12-year insurgency. Another season where Nigerians will be involved in rigorous electioneering has started in earnest with the kick-off of campaigns. In line with the timetable of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), the campaign activities will culminate in elections to choose leaders to run the affairs of the country for the next 4 years. During these times, where the passions of the electorate are high, security of lives and property is crucial. This is why the State Police Command has organized a joint security meeting to chart the way towards a peaceful campaign season. Representatives from all the security outfits are here for the meeting.
What was discussed was election security, and the ultimate is how to go about the election security to ensure that 2023 became a fruitful and peaceful one for any national assignment that is coming up, so that at the end of the day we'll have a good result.
Top on the agenda is how best to intensify security presence across the state during and after campaigns, and the need for resilience by security operatives towards credible elections.
Certainly, democracy has come to stay in the country. As such, we should not be left alone. So it's a process, and in the making, we'll be able to encounter a lot of challenges here and there. But being proactive will make us to have a very peaceful atmosphere where the politician will take its proper shape.
The meeting resolves to adhere to the ban on the use of quasi-security groups in campaigns by political actors and to enhance security deployment across the state. It further calls politicians to abstain from using hate speeches that will likely cause harm and distort the peace being enjoyed in the state. For 12 years now, conflict has left more than 2 million people displaced in northeast Nigeria, making it one of the world's most complex humanitarian emergencies. As people fled their homes in search for safety, they also lost their means of livelihood, and many of them struggle to meet their daily needs. But the Zulum administration is not sitting idly by as it continues to swim against the tide by providing livelihood support to the people. The year 2022 started with a series of activities by the Zulum administration to see how survivors of the insurgency are catered for. Every sector in Borno continues to wear the stamp of Professor Babagana Zulum. From security to education, health, agriculture, infrastructure, and human capacity building, it has been all-round development. Another sector that has been revived by the Zulum administration is the Ministry of Transportation. This is because of the increase in the population occasioned by the Boko Haram insurgency, which made research to commute seems grossly inadequate. The state governor Babagana Zulum inaugurated 90 buses to boost the capacity of the Borno Express, which is a public transport service owned by the state government. These buses are to provide affordable means of transportation to the people of the state. I take a visit to the Borno Express terminus to see how things are faring. At the gate, I had to pay my dues before proceeding into the terminus. On arrival, I met Mohammed Dahaya, Director Operations and Town Service of the terminus, who took me round the station.
As you can see, this is the Borno Express main terminus building. This is the main terminus building. It was built by the then military administrator of Borno State, Lieutenant Colonel Buba Marwa, in 1991. Precisely, that is to say that this building has now been in place for over 31 years.
Was it like this before?
Certainly it wasn't. It is with the coming of the new general manager, Alaji Gremazanekari, that this place is looking like this. It has never been interlocked. It has never even been painted within those 31 years, I am telling you. And today, at least, God in His infinite mercy, the Borno Express terminal is now having a very good look. I want to tell you that it is not only Borno Express that is operating within this terminal. All the sister agencies that comes into the state are also having an offices here, and they are being given free of charge. This is the ticketing unit of the Borno Express, and just behind us, you will also see that of the sister agencies, as I was telling you earlier. Here, as you can see, it is the ticketing unit where if you want to board a bus, all you need to do is to come in, collect a ticket like today, then by tomorrow you will only be shown your vehicle and you board it to where you intend to make your journey. So you can see it just as it has been labeled. Our booking clerks operate from as early as 5:30 in the morning up till 7, 8 in the night, waiting for intending travelers to obtain their tickets. By my right is the office of the Chief Accountant on Revenue, which is charged with the responsibility of collecting all the locally generated revenue within the park and thereafter taking it to the bank. My department, as the name implies, the Director of Operations is in charge with coordination of all the buses that are intended to go on various routes to ensure that each of the buses designated on each route have dispatched in a very conducive atmosphere taking up its place. And that is the main reason why our office has even been located within the terminal, just as my colleagues are also having their own at the headquarters. You can see that because of the importance attached to the operations department, our office is located within the terminal. The drivers of Borno Express, as you know, can be said to be one of the best drivers based on the fact that at least they get basic training. Sometimes professionals from the Federal Road Safety do give them sensitization. The corporation driver is being allowed to go out without his valid driver's license. At least, as you can know, he is also a civil servant. He has been paid, so he should know what it means.
The terminus manager, Saminu Yakubu, told us about the new guest house built for commuters. They are furnished with furnitures to give travelers a place to lay their heads whenever they arrive late.
Every staff of Borno Express have his own office and have his schedule of work, because before you can see us outside. We have no enough of offices. Even where to stay is not much for the staff of the Borno Express. But Alhamdulillah, with outcoming of our super general manager Alhaji Girema Zanakari, Borno Express has come back to her life because each and everything has changed to the destiny of the news chefs. I'm in charge of each and every person in the terminus, including the staff and even the passengers used to come, because I used to come as early as 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not closing office till 9 o'clock in the night. So whatever my schedule is, I have to see and everything has moved according to for example, if I come as early as possible, I have to look for my booking clerk. We arrange how to give the passengers ticket, we arrange how to put the passenger inside their vehicle and the destination of the vehicle, just to see that each and everything has moved successfully.
Indeed, the Zulum administration is the best Borno has ever had, and very soon, the state will regain its past glory as the home of peace.
I had a chat with the State Commissioner for Transport, Abubakar Tijani, exploring some of their achievements under the Zulum administration. Take a listen.
Welcome to Borno Restoration. As the Commissioner of Ministry of Transportation, kindly put us through achievements of this ministry under the Zulum administration.
Well, Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Ever since the emergence of this present administration under the amiable leadership of Professor Engineer Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI, he really saw transport as one vital pillar in the state. And on this basis, he created an independent ministry in charge of transport. Long before now, transport is almost aligned to the Minister of Works, former Minister of Works and Transport. So it was this administration that created independent Ministry of Transport, and ever since then we decided to address a lot of issues, challenging issues in the transport sector. First and foremost, what the governor addressed was the issue of insufficiency of buses in the transport corporation, which is the Borno Express. The state government purchased about 40 18-seater buses to boost the transport sector in the corporation. Thereafter, the state government also purchased about 40 41-seater buses also to boost the Borno Express Corporation. This is with regards to the public sector. The governor also, with a view to empowering the idle youth within the state, as well as promote local transport within the state, purchased about 100 Toyota Corolla LE to at least serve the commuters within the state in local runnings. These 100 Toyota Corolla LEs were given to members of the Keke Napep unions, because hitherto the unions are only concentrating on tricycles, and taking into cognizance the kind of situations where the commuters will warrant using other means of transportation rather than that of the tricycle, the governor now engaged with the members of the tricycle unions and provided 100 Toyota Corolla LE with 50% subsidy in the price cost. The governor also decided to sanitize the transportation sector. Hitherto before, you know, a lot of criminalities were being perpetrated using the tricycles, and you hardly trace any offender whenever such criminalities are being perpetrated. So what we did was ban the importation of the tricycles into the state for a period of 1.5 years. This enables us to have a comprehensive data capturing of these machines that are on ground. When we did our first data capture, we were able to arrive at about 22,000 tricycles within the state. So we provided them with registration numbers, which really serve as a means of identification whenever a tricycle offended committed an offense. Once you capture the number, the body number, definitely in less than 24 hours we can be able to trace, because we have whatever it takes to reach out to them. We have their phone number, we have their addresses, home addresses, we have their guarantors, details, everything. Then at the end of the biometric data, we also saw the need for us to follow the suit of our sister states to establish an agency independent of the Federal Road Safety Corps, which is a state agency. It was in realization of this that the state government submitted a bill to the State House of Assembly requesting for establishment of Borno State Traffic Management Agency, which is called BOTMA. We were able to at least see the light from the House. They passed the law, the governor assented to it, and we kickstart by recruiting 300 marshals even at the onset. We were able to at least minimize the level of criminal perpetration using the tricycles as a means by nothing less than lower than 90%. Secondly, we were able to minimize the issue of negligence, recklessness driving, amongst others.
Now, kindly bring us up to speed on how much the ministry has contributed to the state in terms of revenue generation.
Well, sincerely speaking, the Minister of Transport, I can say, not only in the state. If you take, for instance, Lagos, Kano, etc., transport is one of the vital parts of government that really generates revenue. And in our state, alhamdulillah, I could beat my chest and say that at least if only you can go for 3 parastatals or agencies of government that are generating revenue, the Ministry of Transport will come second, if not first. So we are doing our best and we are supporting His Excellency, because we are all aware the kind of responsibilities that His Excellency has shouldered. Even last year, I think the Ministry of Transport, even through BOTMA alone, was able to generate over 600 million or so. So alhamdulillah, we are hoping, and our target is to even meet up to 1 billion in a year.
So what good news is the ministry having for residents of Maiduguri?
You know, we have a plan in the 5 line, and thank God we were able to sanitize the transport system compared to what we made earlier. And our next target in the 5 line now is to see how we can be able to bar the entrance of these heavy trucks into the town. And this, we are working on it. The Jimtilo trailer park is almost near completion, and we are hoping we will commence full operation by December this year. By the time we are through with the Jimtilo trailer park, we will go to Gamborungala axis. We will construct a trailer park there. We will move to Bama axis. We will construct a trailer park there, then to Mongono axis. Whatever the government is doing, whatever goodies the government is doing, is as a result of what is coming from the federal as well as the revenue that is coming from the state. So they should be prompt in paying their dues. They should be observant of all the rules and regulations, the traffic rules. they should cooperate with whatever that the ministry is promoting. We are doing this thing for the best interest of our state as well as ourselves, just for the protection of lives and property therein. So I will call on them to please see reason, and they shouldn't see from the pessimistic angle.
Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Transportation, Abubakar Tijani, thank you for your time on Borno Restoration.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.